When you look at MindsEye, I am absolutely baffled that this game released in the state that it's released in. And to me, this points to the broader video game industry in its current state. This is a reflection of the video game industry in its current form, where there is a level of mediocrity in the quality of the product offerings. There is a level of contempt for the customer. There's a lack of care that almost reflects society more broadly. And I think that when you look at MindsEye, of course, it's really not the greatest game out there. But when you look at it as it relates to the video game industry, it's just this perfect reflection where you look at MindsEye and you have to wonder how this game got to its release right now, because it just seems like unless the company just had no money left and had to release it, I don't know how someone could look at the product and see in the state that it was in and say, yep, let's release this. Because the game is filled with constant crashes, tons of bugs, an uninspired story, sound effects that don't sound great, nothing innovative here, an empty open world. What is this? And to be honest with you, it's not something that should be celebrated, because we shouldn't celebrate failure in terms of having poor and mediocre video games. This doesn't help anyone, because think of all the resources, the time, the money that's gone into the development of this video game that has led to a product that people pretty much aren't going to get that much enjoyment from. Wouldn't you rather have all the video games out there produce high quality entertainment options for people, for it to be of a work of passion, a work of care, a work of innovation? Because so much of the video game industry right now doesn't have that. There is a level of mediocrity and so much time, money, and resources spent on this. There's people that have spent years of their lives designing art assets, programming the video game, working on all these aspects, only to get a product that doesn't earn a positive financial return and doesn't provide value to people playing video games. And this, of course, is just a destruction of value within the video game industry and broadly within society. That's not a good thing. We should hopefully get great video games, have there be a positive return on investment. Value is created. And it almost kind of speaks to a broader reflection on society where there's a lack of care into the quality of work. There's almost this contempt for the customer to say, you know what, just put it out there. Forget about the reputation of the game. Forget about the reputation of the series. Because you can look at this with other video game series and you see the decline of the quality of the product, the decline of the quality of the series for short-term gain rather than the long-term value that a series or a game can provide. And of course, not every video game works out. You take creative risks and things don't work out. Sometimes there are logistical challenges that cause the video game to fail. There's too broad of a scope. There's too many things done, what have you. But something just went wrong with this video game. Maybe there was just too much scope with this game. Maybe there was a change in direction at some point, because when you look at the open world, it just feels very empty. It almost feels like there needed to be something more here. And maybe there is this kind of future plan for the video game, but if this is the product that you kind of put out there, at least as a V1, it just seems like something is missing. There's just this lack of direction and quality and energy that I've seen from the footage that I've seen from various streamers. But like I said, I think broadly speaking, this points to this problem with the video game industry, this mediocrity, this lack of care, because when you're developing a video game and when you're a business, you should want to value the customer. You should want to help them. That should be the number one goal, is to say to yourself, how do I bring value to my customer? Because if you bring value, people will gladly pay for your product. People will gladly be a fan. People will gladly support you, and they'll understand the challenges that you have. But it's the opposite direction. There's almost, like I said, a contempt for the customer. There is a lack of quality in the effort and work that's put in. There's a lack of integrity where it's saying we can't release this product in the state that it's in. But like I said, this is affecting the broader video game industry. And it's unfortunate that the video game industry is in this current state, because customers shouldn't accept it. And I think that broadly speaking, a lot of customers have rejected this. You've seen this with the failure of so many different video games, but it's sad to see because it's a reflection broadly on society where so many people don't care about the quality of their work. There's a lack of integrity, and that needs to change. Not just in the video game industry, but society broadly. It's not something to celebrate. It's to mourn in a sense, because this is the continued decline and direction that the video game industry has been going, and it doesn't have to be like this. And MindsEye seems to be a mirror and reflection into the broader video game industry, and unfortunately, this doesn't seem like it's going to change anytime soon, even though it should.